Within a day of buying Twitter, Elon Musk laid off nearly half the workforce. Now, class action lawsuit against him. Do they have a case? He's the boss. He gave them months of severance. Doesn't that keep him safe from what they call the WARN Act in the state where this is applicable, which is where you have to give 60 days? The attorney for those employees, Shannon Liss-Riordan, says, nope, he's on the hook. She's also sued Uber, FedEx, Starbucks, and another company that Elon Musk has that you may have heard of called Tesla. Counselor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, why is it wrong to fire employees if you give them severance?
Well, so the problem is that Elon Musk didn't give the employees the severance that they had been promised. Over the summer, when there was a lot of uncertainty about what was going to be happening, Twitter promised employees that after Musk purchased the company, if there were mass layoffs, they would be getting at least as good a severance package as they would have under the previous Twitter administration. And then Musk went right in and just threw that promise in the garbage. So we thought that he wasn't going to give the 2 months notice. It's 2 months that's required under the WARN Act. What we found on Friday morning, was that he was going to pay a number of people, not everybody, but a number of people, a couple months pay and then give 1 month severance. But under their agreement, what they were promised, more than that. 2 months severance, equity that would have been paid out over the next 3 months, as well as bonuses.
So when you approach them and say, we're going to sue you unless you fix this, if it's so cut and dried, why didn't they say, okay?
Well, we just filed the case. We're waiting to hear a response from Twitter. We filed an emergency motion in court to ask for a notice to be issued to the employees, because here's what we're worried about and exactly what he did with Tesla this summer. Didn't pay the employees what they were owed upon their layoff, but then they circulated severance agreements with the employees, and they were trying to get them to sign away their rights when people didn't even realize that they were entitled to more under the law and that they had an avenue for pursuing their claims because of the case that we had filed. So we've now filed an emergency motion in court in this case asking that employees get notified, because we don't think they should be signing away their rights without realizing they have a legal avenue to pursue the full severance that they're entitled to.
Zuckerberg just fired like 11,000 people. Why is this any different?
Well, I don't know the facts of that. I haven't talked with any of those employees yet. So again, there's nothing illegal about a company making decisions to cut back staff. I mean, the way Elon Musk did this was pretty atrocious, just coming in and axing half of the workforce within days of him taking over the company, and then just unceremoniously breaking the promises that had led many employees to stick with the company, at least to see what was going to happen during these months of uncertainty.
Why do you keep going after Musk? Is it personal, or is it just pay off? Why do you keep going after him?
I had employees talk to me, told me about what happened. It was a legal violation. That is what I do. I'm a labor rights lawyer. I represent workers. I've gone against big companies that have thought that they are, because of their wealth and their size, that they're above the law. When we had the case against Tesla this summer, Musk actually responded to it. He called the case trivial. And I thought it was very concerning that the richest man in the world thought that federal labor protections are trivial. Federal court didn't think it was too trivial. They granted our motion.
Is it true, and is it relevant, that an employee put out a comic that was related to Twitter, where it said, it had a picture of Musk saying, any Twitter employee who speaks out against our tolerant policy of absolute free speech shall be immediately fired, and that they were then fired?
Well, I mean, I don't know about that specific circumstance, but we've seen a lot of situations already. We have lots of employees who are calling us. The lead plaintiff in this case, he got axed last Tuesday because he put out a message to his coworkers about how they could protect themselves in the event of layoffs. He showed them how they could download their documents so that they could be protected if they didn't get all the severance they were owed or if they had to defend themselves. And he was let go. He was one of the first to be let go in this mass layoff just after that. So Musk doesn't seem to be playing by any rules. One of the lawyers for Twitter today actually went out and said that she was concerned that that Twitter was not following the law. I think that really speaks volumes when you have a lawyer for the company making statements about concern about the company's behavior.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.